A while back, we got some details about the casting for the upcoming Avengers. And when a new Avengers comes out, there's at least some hype. Over the years, we've seen the Marvel Cinematic Universe kind of go on a gradual decline. And a new term somewhat kind of started to spread out, and that was superhero fatigue. I think we all kind of got tired of the cliches and the tropiness of superhero spin-offs and movies, and Marvel had that in spades. It just felt like for a while their past phases up to this point after the end game felt very directionless, and especially when we had they were building up the new villain, which was Kang, right? Of course, with Jonathan Myers no longer being the main villain due to some controversy and him stepping out, they basically had to revitalize everything completely. And now instead of Kang Dynasty, we're getting Avengers, Doomsday, and the Secret Wars. But there has been a bit of a new shakeup in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as seems Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars are going to be postponed. Yes, Doomsday, which was set to drop on May 1st, 2026, is now arriving next year. Actually, no, it's arriving December 18th of 2026. And Secret Wars is going to be moved to May 7th, 2027. So for the first time, we're really looking at these Avengers movies as winter releases. And the question on everybody's mind really is, why the delay? Well, the studio is being a bit tight-lipped, but the calendar kind of tells its own story. According to Variety, a handful of unannounced Marvel projects have been quietly removed and relabeled as untitled Disney releases. This includes a February 2026 slot and two more in November 2026 and 2027. Something is clearly going on behind the scenes. Right now, Avengers Doomsday is being filmed in the UK, and from what we're hearing, the scale is massive. There's returning characters, long-anticipated matchups, maybe even some multiversal crossover madness. But all that ambition definitely comes at a price, and I think this delay might be Marvel's way of buying time to fine-tune the machine, or it might be a signal that there could be just a little bit of need to refine certain things. I think there's been a few complaints about previous, or at least most recent Marvel movies, about the CGI, and I think especially if they're going to make a movie at this scale, the CGI needs to be good, because this is an Avengers movie. It's gotta look good. So recent films have even struggled to hit the same highs as the Infinity Saga. There's been a bit of fatigue, both critically and financially. I mean, even Thunderbolts just came out recently. I don't think it's doing all that great in the blockbuster revenue. And with Disney tightening up its streaming and film operations across the board, big budget gambles like these two Avengers sequels are under a lot of pressure to deliver just great numbers, maybe even surpass Endgame. We'll see. I just feel that there has been, over the years, some disinterest and just this, like I said, superhero fatigue. I know I've kind of gotten tired of the Marvel Cinematic Universe simply because what they have been putting out has been pretty bare bones. I mean, just surface level stories and surface level spin-offs. Nothing that felt epic or exciting, that was building up to anything. So I really look at what we have now. The Fantastic Four is supposed to set up at least what's going to happen in the Avengers Doomsday and the multiverse stuff. And it's a lot of damage control to get to that exciting, chapter. It will be a matter of whether it's going to pay off. You know, I, I mean, if you asked me back around Avengers Endgame, how much I was passionate and how much of a huge fan of the of Marvel's cinematic universe, I was like, I was obsessed. But now I kind of approach it as very casual. I'm like, oh, another Marvel movie. Okay, that's great. What's it about? How is it moving the timeline forward? I don't have that exciting fanfare like I used to, just because I've just been constantly disappointed with what they've come out over the years. Those Disney Plus shows, they started out great, to be honest. WandaVision was not bad, but I think after that, everything else was downhill. But what do you guys think? I mean, a postponement like this is always a good thing for a movie. It means that they can refine it, make it better, take the time to, not really make any shortcuts and make sure that the movie comes out at least worth watching. So I don't mind the wait. I'm not really waiting. I know just a year and a two pass will, a year or two will be passing by, and I'll be like, oh, the Avengers movie's out. Then I'll call up my friend. We'll watch it, and we'll see if I like it. I'm not going to be the kind of person who's extremely hyped. I just want to see if Marvel is going to actually pull it off, because they have been quite disappointing over the years. I'm sorry I'm so critical, but that's really what it's been. And a lot of people feel that way as well. But you guys share your thoughts and opinion. Do let me know. Text me and share your thoughts right here on the Evening Buzz. We're going to take a bit of a break, and we'll be right back with more news and highlights from the world of entertainment. Stay tuned.